Hello my fellow riders, this is Chris at Riding Reviews, and today we're going to be talking about the Keeway K-Lite 125cc Euro 4 motorbike. Now, as you can see on my board, my magical board, we can get racing, boxing, and pictures of the bike. So we're going to do the spec, design, comfort, pros and cons, and cost of riding. This bike comes in either red, grey or black. It has telescopic forks on the front which have 110 millimeters of movement, and it has the piggyback gas rear shocks on the back, and they have 80 millimeters of movement. The rear tyre is 15 inches and the front tyre is 16 inches. Now it does come with bulbed LEDs, bulbed indicators on the back, and an LED rear running light, as you can see. The front bulb is a H4 3535, and that is a always on light to make it so that it is Euro 4 compliant. On the dash you have the fully digital speedo, and it comes with the digital rev counter. It comes with how fast you're going, how much fuel you've got. This one doesn't actually come with a gear indicator. Comes with discs front and back also. This bike is very loosely based on some of the Harley designs of the late 80s, very loosely. It is a modern twist on a retro design, but it does come with the Harley Davidson switchgear, as you can see here. Now ergonomically this bike is quite comfortable. You may have a little bit of leg ache after a while, and your shoulders may ache a little bit also. Mind you, this is why I don't particularly like this type of bike, but that's my personal opinion. It doesn't really affect you guys. I have a back injury, so that this is it strains my back a little bit riding on these sort of bikes, but it is fairly comfortable. The suspension is hard, but it will soften up over time. And the seat is also fairly hard, but that will also soften up in time. The good thing about this bike is you will be able to take a pillion on it without too much issue. So let's talk about the pros and cons of this bike. Now, I've done a little bit of research online and I've read what people have said, and I will just tell you what they have come up with. So people have said the mirrors aren't very good because they haven't got a massive amount of adjustment, and sometimes you can't see past your shoulders. Me personally, I don't usually use the mirrors so much. I usually look over my shoulder instead. I find that I can see more doing that. It's not a problem for me, but somebody has specified that. Other people have said that it's a bit low on the power. It's not a Japanese bike. Japanese bikes are usually designed to go a little bit faster than the Chinese bikes, so your acceleration and your top end speed are going to be a little bit lower than, say, a Japanese equivalent bike. But this sort of bike is not designed to be a racing bike. And some of the pros that they have said is it is an extremely cheap bike for what you are getting. It is very nice to look at, and it would be a great starter bike for someone who is just getting into motorbiking. Cost of riding. This bike comes in at £2,099 plus £100 on the road. Tax on it is £20 a year. Your first year's tax comes with the bike. Insurance, you should be looking at somewhere in the region of £350 to £700. We have noticed that insurance prices are starting to go up at the minute, so my advice to you would be make sure you shop around. There is a link in the description if you want to check out Bike Shore, and if you do go with Bike Shore, Riding Reviews gets a little bit of a kickback. MOT doesn't have to be done for 3 years on this bike, and it comes with 2 years parts and labour warranty. It would be parts only if you took it to a non-Keeway dealer, and it would be parts and labour covered if you took it to a Keeway dealer. To fill up the tank, you should be looking at somewhere in the region of £17, and that should get you 350 to 400 miles. I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I hope it has been informative and helped you decide on whether you want to buy this bike. Now comment below if you've got anything to say. Hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, depending if you like my video. And remember to subscribe to stay updated to all my latest content. Now, if you want to see my video on the Keeway Superlight, it's here. If you want to see my playlist on the Keeway motorbikes, it's here. And please hit that subscribe button in the middle. That really helps me out. But as always, ride safe.